I'm going to start out again by showing you something that I think is foundational still in what I call my rule of law everyday carry system. I've used one since the year 2000, which makes it about 13 and a half years at this point. I know, long time. I haven't swapped it out because it works so good. Not to say I won't someday, but not yet. You've seen it lots before. We'll kick off the video with seeing it again. Here it comes. Yes, it's a fanny pack. Technically. I mean, I don't really think of the Mountain Smith Vibe 2 as a traditional fanny pack. It's very compact, very trim, very well made, super lightweight. It disappears under a shirt. Almost invisible. Just leave your shirt untucked and nobody notices it. Speaking from, again, 13 years of experience. That still is a foundation, usually in most situations, of my ROL EDC system. You are watching the Nutnfancy project. We are in midsummer 2013. This is the EDC update. Mostly about ROL stuff. This is a highly requested update video, by the way, in case you didn't know, from the subs in TNP. I've had thousands of requests since I posted my first about 2.5 years ago. I didn't really want to do one anytime soon because, as you can see, some things haven't changed at all. Very little. You will see some advancements in certain areas, especially weaponry. In the knife category, I am always evolving, but once I have a system, it's mostly perfected. I don't change it for change's sake. That's really important to understand about the Nutnfancy project, about me personally. I don't change it gratuitously to be popular, to engender myself with that group or that other group. I just don't do it. It's always real. It's got to be functional. If I find something better, I adopt it without question. And that's why guys watch TNP. They know it's a no BS show. And yes, it's my own opinions. It's based on my own experiences. And your system could be completely different. But I bet you if you watch this update video, you're going to come away with some ideas on some things you can integrate into your system. Back to the fanny pack. Well, Nutnfancy, why do you wear a fanny pack, dude? Come on now. I hear that on occasion. Not very much anymore, but on occasion guys will say that. First and foremost, I don't care. You know, if I'm wearing a very trim fanny pack, you know, it's just so small. I wouldn't wear a huge big one, the ones that are like, you know, drooping down and they look goofy. I would never do that. But like I introed with, the Vibe 2 disappears. It's in its own league. I have tried many over those years, actually dating all the way back to about 1990 until I found this one. It is absolutely the hands down way to have a great EDC system. When you design your system, whatever it is, you need to have a philosophy. Sound familiar? I talk about this all the time in my reviews. Why do I use the term philosophy of use instead of something else? Because it denotes thought, that we put thought into it. So, getting back to my personal system, what am I trying to accomplish? Absolute preparedness in the smallest SAWC I can get away with. Size and weight constraint. There you go. In rule of law. Okay, and guys who've been watching TNP are all over that terminology. It's my own terminology I came up with in 2008. When you hear ROL or WROL, that comes from the Nutnfancy project, and it's very descriptive about what's happening in society. When we have rule of law, for perhaps some new viewers, we're talking about society working the way it should work. We have government, we have emergency services, we have police services, we have an economy that is functioning. We can go to the store, buy food. We can go and buy knives online from our retailers. We can buy gasoline. We can get medical services. Life is good. That's rule of law. This is a system designed for that. You know, without rule of law is a completely different system, and yes, maybe someday I'll make a video on that. But this is an ROL system. And so I don't need a ton of firepower. Sometimes guys get confused in their EDC system and they go out of the house sometimes, although I haven't seen them personally. I've just heard about them and people talking to me. you know, loaded for bear like they think it's WROL, man. They're wearing body armor, maybe high firepower weapons. Of course, I say that, and when you see my guns, you may be thinking that. I don't know. You know, everybody's interpretation is different, but for me, I want to be high speed. I want it to be light, very compact, and this is a key word, unobtrusive. Back to the Vibe 2. Again, the thinness, the lightness, it's so compact. You ought to consider wearing this exact pack and being as prepared as I am. Now, we have a great time doing gear checks here in the Nutnfancy project. We have since, let me see, when I start doing them. About 2009, I started doing TNPr gear checks. I have yet to find anybody more prepared than me. Now, I don't say that to like put myself out there and say, oh, look how awesome I am. That's not my point. My point is trying to bring you guys up in your preparedness level. But if you look at your system, how are you going to carry it? I've seen guys that, you know, will strap leather pouches on the side of their belts. They'll put heavy metal chains on. They'll jam stuff in their pockets. Oh, but then they change pants. They forget all the stuff they had. Now they don't have it with them. They left it in the car. They have gear pouches in the glove box. I've seen it all, heard it all. You have on camera, right? Year after year we see this, and one of the takeaway points from all that video footage here in TNP is find something that works better. Because if I do a gear check on you, you don't have your light, you don't have a multi-tool, you don't have what I consider very key and easy to carry, unobtrusive, there's that word again, items to be prepared in most situations, not all, then you're failing, dude. It's that simple. Vibe 2 is awesome. They're still making this. I'm so glad. I saw one on the rack at an outdoor show. I was glad to see it. They do change the design of it. I'm sad to see that because this is the absolute best iteration ever of the Vibe 2. There might be a couple other fanny packs out there, but I doubt it. I look and no. It's just perfect size. It's breathable on the back. It has super high quality nylon webbing. Some of this is a duplication, by the way, of that first video I did 2.5 years ago. But I don't know if there's a lot of new viewers. They may have never seen it, so I'm going to duplicate a little bit here. Fast Tex buckles. I have it wrapped up with a Velcro wrap here because, as you will see, I'm going to include my motorcycle EDC system in this video. Yeah, I'll give you a little peek into that, what's going on. This is stainless steel split ring I have that I zip tied on so I can put a carabiner on it, because in some systems when I'm traveling I'll clip that on so I don't lose this, because this is my life. It has everything in it. Everything. In fact, this is a new one. I just stepped into this one. Came out of storage. I think I bought it for like 10 bucks. Yeah, from a website I think was SierraTradingPost.com several years ago, and I just keep in storage. Here's the one I just swapped out. This I think was on the camera 2.5 years ago. This exact one. Now it's kind of wore out a little bit. I'm just going to send it back to Mountain Smith. They will do a warranty repair on it and send it back, or they'll give me a new one. I really hope they... This zipper's busted, by the way. That's why I have to send it back. I really hope they just repair this one. Give me a new zipper, because I love the coloration. You can look after years and years of wear how high quality this nylon webbing is. Look at that. It's fraying up a little bit. I will have to melt it once in a while with a lighter, but not too often. I mean, it's just such a great pack. Okay, get it? I think you do. On we go. And you don't have to use a fanny pack, but you have to use something that has its carrying capabilities, that's easy to transport, that can go where you're going. And like I said in the first video, the nice thing about this is I can snap it on and off like an equipment belt, like Batman. Going out the house, boom, snap on the fanny pack. If I do so, I have the following stuff guaranteed. All the time, no matter what. Oh, there's some stuff here I got to take out. It's private. That's right, I'm not going to show you everything. First up, the wallet. I have Band-Aids in there, and I have alcohol swabs still. And that's about it. You know, credit cards, money, and stuff like that. GOA life membership, NRA life membership, both of those are in there. That's good enough for that. Change purse, leather. I bought that in Turkey. Why do I need that? Well, where are you going to put your change, man? It's going to be bouncing all over in your pocket, rattling around, making noise. Yeah, I don't like that. Organized, man. Neosporin, still in there. Nothing's changed. I duct tape it with Gorilla Tape so the tube doesn't breach on me. Yeah, that's happened quite a few times before I finally got smart and go, I think I can duct tape that. Always have Neosporin with you. I use it all the time. In the adventures here in TNP, I'm always cutting my hands, scraping up. Heck, on the reviews you see that. My fingers are always cut with something mashed up by working on the car. Motorcycles, yeah. But here we go. I'm saying you're going out of the house. You're always going to have at least this stuff. This is what I'm talking about. First up, multi-tool. The Hall of Famer S2 Juice by Leatherman in gray color. A lot of wear on it, but man, is this an awesome multi-tool. Go look at my 2008 review on this. Nothing's changed. That's a lanyard I sewed for it. Recommend it, because that way I go in this pouch, even in dark, I don't need a flashlight. I can feel like there's my multi-tool. Bang, it's out. Now this is something almost everybody in their gear checks never has, the multi-tool. Fail, fail, fail. Or once in a while I'll see a guy that does have a multi-tool, but it's like really a big one that honestly in an ROL situation is overkill. Maybe it's an MDMT, HDMT, Leatherman Wave. I love those multi-tools, but I think they're too bulky, too heavy. For me, it's like carrying a steel-framed 1911 around. Pretty soon, you're just going to leave it at the house and not carry it. I speak from experience, both personally and interacting with thousands of people. That's just the way it is. You can't change facts. If it's large, bulky, doesn't carry well, you're going to leave it. Hey, what do you know, dude? There's still the PFI dude, pink Preon. Yeah, Preon 1. Still have that. I always have a flashlight. Man, I'd be embarrassed if I turned that on, the batteries were dead. Always have it way unscrewed. I just have a flat tail cap on that so it doesn't, you know, turn on. I think the Preon 1 just comes with a flat tail cap. What a great light. Looks even cooler with all the wear on it now, right? Always have a flashlight. I know, because it's in my fanny pack. There's my rape whistle. Sweet. Let's take a listen. Oh man, that thing is loud. This one is, you can see the brand right there. It's pretty awesome. A Ray Goria Special. It's a dog training whistle. And I upgraded this because it's so light and compact. I like the orange color. Has a nice split ring I can carry, and it has a P inside. I just like the way it sounds. I use this a lot with Allie. So if she's out in the water, that's my black lab if you don't know, Allie the mountain dog. She's out running in the field, I can give her my whistle commands, which carries a lot further than my voice does. That's the primary purpose I have this whistle. And also if I get raped, kidding, my weaponry would pretty much guarantee that would never happen. Just saying. But it's a great way to get attention, and perhaps the best way to get out of a confrontation is just make noise. Get out of there, make noise, then you don't have to hurt anybody. I'm all for that. There's a key to our P.O. box where you send stuff, so we'll go check that once in a while. Got a Victorinox money clip in there. Love this knife. All reviewed in the Nutnfancy project. Those mini scissors are so precise, useful for so many different situations. I'm not going to go into each individual item. It will take days to get through this. And we have scissors on this one too, right? S2 Juice. That's one of the things I loved about it. How about this, dudes? Still carrying the STR titanium mini crowbar. That's a Steve Rice mini titanium crowbar. Did you guys ever get one of those? They weigh nothing. It's not an item, honestly, I use very often, but when I do, I'm so glad I need it. I need it, but have it. Prying things open, paint cans. It works like a large screwdriver. Scraping stuff off. You know, writing with it when you don't want to use your knife or something, kind of like a scratch-all. I love this thing. So you can find that. I think Steve still makes these. I haven't checked in a number of years, but they're awesome. Comes in multiple colors and wraps as well. Oh, dude, I always have this, right? The flat ground Almar Eagle. My Carta version. Weighs nothing. Super, super slim. What a nice knife this is. 4-inch freaking awesome blade. Fiji tin steel. It's a Hall of Famer. See what I'm saying though? I go out with my equipment pack. I have all this already. And it never varies. That's why I'm raving so much about the system. Because I always have it. And once again, I cannot hammer this home enough. Guys will develop these really complex, heavy, bulky systems. And they don't have it. There. I'm preaching too much. How about a thumb drive? Totally. Run into people all the time, both in my real job here, just running around, meeting TNPrs. This comes in handy. I think that's all. Look at the nice interior pocket you can separate your key stuff with. In the fanny pack, there's a key clip, 2 mesh interior pockets in here, actually 3. Oh, that's special. Great, great, great. All right, front, what do we have? Same as before, dudes. Don't know what to tell you. I've upgraded my pin. That is a Uniball Deluxe. I love these things. It is basically, what am I trying to say? Smear proof, waterproof, flows. It's pressurized. It won't explode at altitude when you're flying. Just love these pins. I buy them at Walmart, by the way. I tried to buy them at Amazon, but they're just too freaking expensive. They're my favorite pin. And then I'm using this. Here we go into health items. Neosporin Lip Health. I love this stuff. Use it all the time. Dental floss, glide, and a comb. Bang. That's it. Oh, wait. iPhone 5 adapter so I can play the iPhone music in the Z. Awesome. How about weaponry? Oh, you guys are going to like this. What guns are you carrying day to day, Nutnfancy? A lot of this I address in the tabletop reviews, but here we go, just by way of reference. How about this? Walther Ppq. Yeah, I carry this. Not all the time, but once in a while. It is a great gun. Great gun. Hall of Famer. It is a full-size service pistol that carries like a compact pistol. Love it. This is an Uncle Mike's, what size is this? Size 15 vertical carry shoulder holster, old style. I'm sure they've changed the design because I bought this one probably back in 1990. Maybe not that long ago. Maybe the mid-90s. It's been a long time. Offside extra magazine. Let's see what load I have in these. You can see all the lint on there from carrying it. Just standard pressure, blazer, JHPs. That's because in this system I'm going for ultra lightweight. Yeah. I love carrying this. The downside, even in the vertical carry holster, is that it is kind of portly as far as thickness goes. Anybody who knows about gun carrying can look at you and go, oh, that guy's got a gun. You know, I can tell when someone's carrying. And yes, you will see a theme here, and the theme is shoulder holsters. How about a Glock 19 and a Galco Miami Classic rig? What? What? Yeah, you've never seen this on a gear check. I don't think I've shown it. I have had it on, but oftentimes I don't show what I'm carrying because it just gets so repetitive. Yeah, Glock 19. I love this gun. Oh my gosh, what a great gun this is. Get some leverage on that thing. This is a Gen 4 19. TFO sights on it. All my Glock mods are running in this. It's got a Ghost 3.5 pound connector. It's Gen 4, so I don't have to change that. You know, the back straps is just the stock one that comes with it. I haven't changed that out. And then I put an extended slide release on it, Glock 34-35 variety, and that's about it. I don't have to put the decal grip on it because it's Gen 4. The grip is squared away, just like I said in that video. How about that color? Oh, yeah, buddy. Love that coloration of Glocks. They'll just do them in batches and then they sell out and they're gone. I installed these sights myself, by the way. Glock sights are so easy to put on. Love Glocks. The 19 is excellent. It carries just about as good as a 26. It's a little bit easier for me to shoot accurately under stress, under pressure, for me, than a 26. I just love it. And then, I'm loaded for bear with this. Because the Miami Classic just runs this way. Dual offside magazine pouches. Let's see what load I got in here. Same ones. I'm often asked, hey Nutton, what's your favorite defensive load? My answer goes as follows. My favorite defensive load is hit your target. How's that? Yeah, so I wouldn't worry overly about any, special loads, but hit your freaking target. Standard pressure 115s, yeah, they'll work. My favorite are probably, and I don't want to say favorite because there's so many good loads, but Golden Saber 124s, Gold Dot 124s. If you can get it in plus Ps and your gun shoots it well, more power to you. Literally, more power to you. Great gun, Glock 19. I'm carrying this about 10% of the time. This about 10% of the time. I carry this a lot more in the winter. Same with the 19. So when the clothing bulks up, I'm wearing jackets. Both these guns start coming along. And honestly, if I'm going to places where I think I might need more firepower. There you go. There's an answer. Yeah, it's rule of law, but I'll go to some situations where I'm like, bad neighborhood. I wouldn't mind having some more gun with me. And sometimes that means I'll actually pack this. This might freak your mind cone. Whoosh! The Glock 20 10mm. Not with a TLR1 weapon light on it, but yes, the Glock 20 10mm has come along with me several times. For one, it's a novelty. To be dead honest with you guys, and I want to be real, it is a novelty. I just think it's funny that your carry gun is a 10mm. To me, it cracks me up because it's such a high firepower, powerful weapon. And I'm running, I think, Underwood 165s on this, and this thing clocks out around 1300 FPS. This thing smokes. Always mark my different Glocks calibers with colors. Orange is 10mm. That way you don't get it mixed up with a Glock 21, a 9mm. That's just my system. It's worked well for me for years. Watch out with the penetration of this round, though. If you're running a 10mm, you could actually over-penetrate the bad guy and hurt someone on the other side. Most of these rounds, like the Underwoods and 165s, will have great penetration and they'll have great expansion. But in the world of, exterior ballistics, as you know, there's no guarantees. So be careful. I think in the wintertime is the only time I'd carry this, and I would say maybe, to be honest, about 2% of the time I'm carrying it. Because it is heavy for what I'm considering an ROL system. This would be a great without rule of law system, although the ammunition is very expensive, hard to get. You probably won't have that much, and the 9mm capacity wise will just still dominate it. I mean, this is still pretty stout. Check that. Maybe dominates a poorly chosen word. That's like 15 rounds of 10mm plus 1. By the way, all these guns are hot because I'm not unloading them for the review. This is my safety. A lot of days I'm carrying this. This is probably carried about 85% of the time now. Glock 26 in a Galco classic light holster. Let me foot stomp that. Classic light holster. This is my favorite holster of all time. I did a review on it way back in 2008 or 9, I think. And when guys ask me, "Hey, what gun what holster should I carry?" I tell them you should try under the shirt holster, horizontal holster carry. Your shoulder holster is what I'm trying to say. And they'll go, "What? I like inside the waistband." I'm like, "Well, try it. Then talk to me." They try it. A lot of them do, and they go, "Yeah, dude, that rocks." Some guys will call it the Superman carry because it's under the shirt, yes. Usually that means the shirt is buttoned, but you can just rip the shirt open easily, access a gun, or if you're anticipating problems, just unbutton some buttons, you'll access it then. That, by the way, is why you often see me wearing button-down collared shirts. That and because I want to hide the Vibe 2 fanny pack, right? I don't know if you knew that. Some guys, I think, through the years, like, "Hey, man, why are you always wearing that instead of t-shirts?" But that's why. Is it the fastest draw around, like I said in the original video? No, it's not. But at least you have your gun. And that's rule 1 of a gunfight, right? Have your gun. Now, some may ask, well, why don't you run inside the waistband systems, maybe an on the ankle system, not with these guns, but with a smaller gun, maybe a 26, 27. And the answer is, I've tried that, and I didn't prefer it, number 1. And number 2, it interferes with this, my tool belt, because this wraps around, then I have my weapon belt. So to have this tucked into the, a fanny pack band going around, now I've got some interferences that are rather serious in nature, which could pretty much, inhibit me getting the gun out quickly. See what loads I got in this 26. Well, now we're talking. I think those are gold dots, right? I think so. Yeah, 124 gold dots. I'm not sure if they're plus P or not. I mean, I got so many systems I run with, sometimes it's hard to keep track of all the specifics. 1 offside magazine. To me, that is an ideal carry system. Well, almost ideal, because it is a Glock, and a Glock is a little bit thicker. I've said that like a bazillion times, right? 1.2-ish inches in width. There are a lot slimmer guns, but usually under the shirt when I'm running the Glock 26, again, nobody notices. Nobody comes up and nudges me and goes, "Hey, dude, you're carrying a gun, right?" I've never had that happen. Nobody gives me odd looks. As long as I choose, again, my shirt, wisely. If I'm carrying, wearing a skin-tight t-shirt, then we've got problems. Yeah, doesn't work that way. Galco Classic Light. You can buy those at impactguns.com. They will ship directly to you. Galco will, but you'll buy it through Impact Guns, and I think it's around 70 bucks. Look how thin that thing is. You're looking at years of wear on this, and it just works good. If it gets wet, it gets rained on, douched, you're going to have problems. Most of these you will. So they're leather rigs. And by the way, for the record, I'm not against inside the waistband carry. Use what works for you. You know, whatever your system is. Most of the TNPrs I gun check are carrying inside the waistband systems. Almost all of them. Of various types. Usually it's a real affordable type, a DeSantis, gun hide, something with a clip. You know, upgrade to a, you know, summer special, Mitch Sparks, whatever. Mitch Rosen, I don't even know the names. Use whatever works. Here we go with another high percentage carry. I have kind of rotated this out a little bit. Kel-Tec PF9 with the magazine oddly extended out. That's because it was in the cabinet, no doubt. Love this gun still. Love it, love it, love it. Look how thin. Yeah, it still sets reference standards for carryability, thinness. Some people don't like shooting it though. They say it's snappy, hurts their trigger finger. I don't see any of that. And now it's got the extended Kel-Tec magazine on it. Check that. So I think that's a 9-rounder, so 10 rounds total with that. And the weight is phenomenal. And I think empty around 14, 15 ounces for the PF9. I love this coloration too. The navy blue. Matte chrome slide. Love PF9s. Man, I'm still waiting for other major gun manufacturers to make a gun as capable as the PF9. I'm talking thinness, lightness, stuff I talk about when we're talking about a single stack subcompact 9mm pistol. I ain't seen it. Not in the Beretta Nano, not in the XDS9. And then we get to, I guess at this point I'm going to show you some motorcycle stuff. You guys ready for that? Because I have to show you another gun. So right here is the v-strom DL1000 tank bag. Let me move these guns because I'm not going to have enough room. I'm going to have like a huge mound of gear here. I have a lot more motorcycle videos coming up, but I've been a little bit unmotivated to post what I have because the views haven't been great and the audience hasn't been really supportive, to be dead honest. And so I'm just like, whatever. You know, I'll just drag my feet. I mean, I got a freaking 3-parter from May I haven't started just because I don't think you guys want to watch it. I'll still do them, but whether I post or not, that's a whole separate thing. But there are motorcycle drivers out there in TNP. They have talked to me. I really appreciate all the communication. That's awesome. They're stoked about it. You might be interested in this. This is a Givi Tank Bag. It rides on top of the gas tank on the v-strom 1000. I love it. It is part of the EDC system in that system. That is motorcycle. When I'm riding a motorcycle, I'm not carrying these guns on my person. I'm just not. I don't have room for it. And plus, I'm carrying a hit air crash vest. And if I, you know, eat pavement, I don't want to be rolling around on top of a Walther Ppq. I don't want it interfering with, you know, the deployment of the hit air. You dig? So, getting in on the inside, we get to this. The pistol I carry in that system is, again, right now, a Kel-Tec PF9. Because I want something really light, really thin. Oh, by the way, this one has the Kel-Tec factory clip on it. Just cause. Extra magazine riding in there, and this is just a little carry case I bought for it. Is it the fastest draw around? No, and let's, again, keep it real here. If you're wearing motorcycle gloves, I mean, good luck getting to your pistol quickly. It's going to be tough. My plan of attack, if I have lethal force presented to me or any type of conflict while I'm on my bike, I'm out of there. Mobility, man. That's my first thing I'm going to do, and I don't care where I'm at. I'm always going to do that. Try to get out of dodge, get away from the dude, try to de-escalate it. Run away. Forget your ego. Just run away. You'll be so glad you did. You won't have to hurt anybody. You won't have legal problems. Trust me on that. Okay, so I'm getting out of there. But if I can't, I have no other options, and being armed always gives you options, then you're ready to go. And you might have to mentally prepare, live in the yellow, know what's going on around you, and then you could prep the gun, zip open the case, zip open the both cases, both the top case and the pistol case. There you go. This orientation actually should be like this. I just put this one in. There's another one I want to show you that I run with a lot. That's a better orientation like this so you could grip it. Okay, and the other one, before I forget, that I run with tons in the tank bags is a car PM9. What? You still have that gun, Nutton? Yeah, I do. Maybe one day I'll sell it, but no, it's still running around. Still a great gun. Doesn't have the firepower that Kel-Tec does. That's a 6+1 configuration there with a 7-round magazine ready to go in. I guess I should reverse those, by the way. But light and thin. In the tank bag, I'm working width problems. Maybe you will too in your vehicle systems, where I'll jam this pack with all kinds of stuff. I'm not showing you all the stuff that, depending on the trip where I'm going, that I'll be carrying. And so width becomes a huge consideration, and you really see that when I show you the KTM bag. Yeah, I'll show you that one too. Level 1+ first aid kit. Sees lots of use, and it's restocked. Oh, dude, this got melted in the KTM bag because that was riding in the back pannier near the muffler. Time to replace that bag, which, by the way, I think is an A-lock sack. Yeah, they're pretty smoking. I liked it. I'll do it again. Here's my non-lethal for this system. Taser C2. Oh, wait. Less than lethal. There you go. You happy? This is one I'll clip onto the equipment belt, the Mountain Smith. And that's a great carry case, by the way. I've had it in use for several years. It's awesome. This will add some weight to your system, and sometimes people will look at this. They'll see it poking out where I said the Vibe 2 disappears. They'll see a taser riding on there like, what's that guy got? California legal, though. When I'm in California, I always have a taser with me. When we did the Ducati motorcycle trip, both of us were armed with tasers. And happily, we didn't need them. So glad to report. Love this thing. I mean, just slide it open. Got a little laser there. Can test it. Go check my review on it. It's just so highly recommended. Love it, love it, love it. Couple toiletry items. I mean, I have some sanitary wipes in here. I've got some blue shop towels. Other stuff. I probably have duplicates in there. There you go. I mean, just something you need. And yes, I am wearing glasses nowadays. That sucks. I don't always need them. It's just a mild correction, but yeah, it helps when I have them. So that's just, these are so dumb. I'm just going to speed through this. And these are just some prescription sunglasses. The blue means tinted. The white tape means untinted. Just so I can tell them apart on the road. What's this hiding back here? Oh, it's one of my all-time favorite drinks these days. Mio in blueberry lemonade. Try it. You will like it. Squirt it into your water bottle, flavor it, and man, is this stuff good. 0 calories. I love it. Yeah, it has aspartame. Whatever. I just still down this stuff all the time. Part of the motorcycle EDC system. That's how much I love it. Not this one. No room. But in this, I usually will make room for it. And the tank bags are in the rear cargo bags. Couple cables in here. That's for an iPhone 5. This one is for recharging the Sena what are they? The SMH10s. The intercom sets we use when we're riding. Very helpful. We're always charging, especially on multi-thousand-mile journeys. And this is for cranking your iPod through the Senas. Taking you to the side pocket. Had to purge some of this out because there were some people's names and addresses there of contacts I've met along the road during our journeys. They don't want them being seen. That's a headset wrench needed because that thing clamps to the side. Another pin dedicated in this because although this fanny pack is always riding inside this, I forgot to tell you that, by the way. So that's why it's wrapped up like this. It's going to ride in the tank bag, both tank bags, both for the road bike and the dirt bike. I don't have to like open the top lid with heavy gloves, search out my pin. It's so light, so compact, so cheap. I just throw one in the side pocket. So when I met those dirt poor bikers going across the United States and I needed to write down their address, or at least their email address and stuff, there's my pin. I was like, hang on, man. I had to post it. Nope. There's their stuff right here. I just don't want to show it to you. And there you go. Works out great. Oh yeah, more lip stuff dedicated so I don't have to dig through. And then of course we have a dedicated Victorinox Cadet. Any good sack would function in here. I always have the flat blade open because I use it so much. Cranking screws on the helmet, tightening screws on the bike, whatever. It's just an easy way to do it. And I might want to tell you this at this point. I'm not carrying my Swiss Army knife in my biking pants. It's going to be in the tank bag. So a lot of the stuff I'll normally carry in my person day to day moves to the tank bag for accessibility, because this is right here. I'm on the bike. There you go. But Nutnfancy, you may not be on the bike all the time. What happens? Well, here's what happens. I unclip the Givi Tank Bag and it comes with me. So if I go in a restaurant, I go in a store, it's always right there, because this is where my gun is. I told you that it's not on my person when I'm riding motorcycles, but it's right there with me. I am hand carrying this thing, and there have been several TNPrs I've met that have seen that. They gear check me like, hey, what do you got? I just zip up the tank bag. I'm like, there you go, buddy. How about it? What do we have in here? Oh, extra batteries for the GPS, and let's see, sometimes I'll run a passport radar detector, not plugged in. That's more of the KTM thing. I know. Radar detector on a dirt bike? What? Yeah. If you've seen how I drive, you know. Endura 4 green. Nice. Yeah, dude. Dedicated tank bag knife. Flat, fast, very capable. Hall of Famer here. Love the Endura 4s. All the colors are outstanding, just like I said in my review 3 years ago. Or whenever it was, 2 years ago. And that is Kelly Trip Tees reflective line. Oh, you thought you wouldn't see these, didn't you? My Nylon Utensils. I showed these in the first EDC update, right? I don't always carry them on my person. If I'm wearing cargo pants or like tack lights, the 511 pants, I will. I said that in that video. But in the tank bags, they're all can't speak, always here. And there might be some other stuff that will get crammed in depending on the journey, but that's the basics right there of the v-strom tank bag. Who knows what bike it will transfer in the future. By the way, you may be wondering, what's this thing in here? That's for GPS integration. So if I'm running the eTrex 20, I can just put it under here. I don't have to run it on a handlebar mount. And that takes us to the KTM tank bag, which is much more compact. Yeah, I just popped this off the bike right now. Once again, we see an Endura 4, orange in color right here. Once again, we see a Cadet, because these are systems. I'm not going to, like, you know, say, oh, I'm going to transfer it from tank bag to tank bag, because I'm bouncing between the bikes all the time. Or whatever you're doing, you're bouncing. So that means you're going to have some duplicate items. Trust me, that way you're going to be prepared. More lip stuff. I mean, it's like way dry out in the desert, so we're always slamming that stuff on. Not too much to show you in this one. Nylon utensils and a really cool carry case I sewed for them, made out of vinyl. There's the Senna right there. So that clips to your helmet. I think I told you, right? Senna SMH10s. Yep, that's it. Awesome, awesome. Really love it. It's Bluetooth capable. You can rock out with it. You can send text messages through your wireless phone. Wireless phone. No, it's a corded phone. Of course, I meant to say iPhone, but I don't know if you guys have an iPhone. I do. There's the eTrex 20 right there. Mainly used these days on the dirt bike. When we're out of cell phone range and we're traveling on a big trip, we can throw down like 180 miles. Yeah, bucket nester myself, maybe my son. This is kind of cool. You've never seen this. On the KTM, I don't have a way to recharge the iPhone, so I got this off Amazon. It's running in a pouch that I've had for headphones, but I wrote battery on it so I can know. It's a rechargeable battery. And you just plug in your iPhone cable, which is here in the top lid in this tank bag, and you're out in the middle of nowhere. You might get cell phone coverage, like on Jacob City Loop or something. You bust up there, I can call Mrs. Nutnfancy. But lo and behold, I look down and my iPhone 5 is dead. It will always happen. I have a rechargeable recharging device. It's got a laser pointer in it too, apparently. Okay, cool. I don't know if I'd use that. So that's cool. What else we got? Oh, GPS Spot Messenger 2. You might be surprised to know this. I let my subscription lapse with this because it's a total ripoff. I think they wanted like $160 a year for Spot Messenger 2 service, and I was like, no. It just lapsed in July, so that's why it's still out there. I may call them and say, hey, can you do it for less? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. If they won't come down their price, you know, screw it. I'm not paying that per year. It's just too much. More sanitary wipes. This is really good for everything. So like when you cut your hands, just an initial wipe down before you break out the first aid kit, wiping off grease, everything. It's just really helpful. Lens cleaning cloth. There's so much stuff in here. More cables for everything I do. One's for iPod charging, because I'm always rocking out when I'm biking. Always. And the other cables I talked about, iPhone 5, Senna, pin. This is actually a remote for the Baja Designs LED light on the KTM 500 EXC. You can actually adjust your brightness. Ultra cool, ultra necessary for night riding. Extra cards. I can't tell you how many times we've gone out in the desert. I look in the camera, there's no cards. So I always bring them with. Either in a GoPro or in the Sony camera, whichever one I'm running. Whew. There you go. Down and dirty. Like I said, this KTM bag, and this, by the way, is by Wolfman Motorcycle Luggage, is outstanding. You can see the profile. It unclips and clips readily on the bike. It's mandatory stuff for me, just because what I need. And in this, I'll integrate the gun and the fanny pack. So all that stuff you saw in the other one, I will transfer to here. That stuff I will. The high cost stuff like a gun. All right. Last, but definitely not least, you guys are going to laugh. You're going to like this. Nutnfancy, what's going on with your knife situation? What do you carry day to day? Well, the best way to answer that question is to just show you. There's your answer. Dude, what? Well, you asked. What do you carry day to day? That's, you know, a sampling of what I carry day to day when I'm not trying to get data for testing. I mean, all these knives, I shouldn't say all, but most of them have been reviewed in TNP. Most of them are Hall of Famers. Otherwise, they are not in my personal daily rotation. They're just not. I can't spend a lot of time for the video length of going, you know, knife by knife. I mean, look, they're everywhere. But they're all outstanding. I love these knives. I'm trying to integrate, at this point, subject to change, more fixed blades into my carry. It's hard running, you know, the Mountain Smith 5.2 though. There's some interferences there. I have a Skyline fixed blade I talked about last year. Modified, running that sweet Kydex sheath. That's a good option. And then we got this one. I just modified this one today, by the way. Awesome. This is the Knives of Alaska, an S30V steel Alpha Wolf. I gemmed that sucker today, sharpened it today. That was one of my little shop projects. Thing only weighs 3 ounces. Wow. You know, sheath's okay. It's a traditional leather sheath, but yeah, it's an EDC option. I mean, the sky's the limit. There are so many great knives. I just love them. I continue to use them day to day. Look at this one, man. Mini Lawman. I just spent all day here. Do you guys remember this one? Trip down memory lane. N690 steel, I think, is what that's using. Yeah, it is. European designed gun hammer. Ah, what a great knife that is. That's it. I mean, let me see. What do I have in my pocket right now? I just have my light. It's a Preon 2. I've got my Swiss Army knife. Oh, dude. It's a Wegner. What? You carry that? Yeah, I do. I don't like it as much as a Victorinox. Sorry. And then my daily carry knives are on the table here. I threw the one I had in my pocket. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Right here. It was just running a grip. I think that's wearing one of my edges too. There you go. That's my video update 2013. It's midsummer 2013. My rule of law everyday carry system. Before I end, I'm going to tell you this. Make your system realistic. I mean, everybody's situation is different. Your approach, your perceptions of what kind of gear you need in each situation is different. We respect that as a community here in the Nutnfancy Project. Everybody gets that. But sometimes I'll meet a guy that maybe goes a little bit over the top with preparedness. You might think that's unusual coming from, I don't know, me, because I'm kind of known for that. But my preparedness levels, I believe, are realistic. So in an urban setting, in a rule of law setting, for instance, I'm not going to carry a fire kit with me. I'm not going to carry a signal mirror with me. I'm not going to carry maybe some survival items I don't think would make sense in those situations. Now, that's not to say that if things changed, I wouldn't, but I probably wouldn't have room. Here we go with SAWC again in my system. Where did my fanny pack go? Somewhere. You've seen it enough. Here's the old one. You know, how much room do I have in this thing? You know, not a ton, and I'm not going to go with a larger system. It just doesn't work for me. So that stuff has to stay at home. If I really need those items, then I'm going to upgrade to like an urban survival kit. So go watch my Concept USK videos posted 3 years ago, and that's when you're going to really have some capabilities. When I go out in the desert on the KTM, we're out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not just taking my EDC system. Something I'm not showing you is my survival bag that goes with. In that situation, I do have fire starter. I do have all the things, not all, but most of the things you saw in USK that will provide, you know, life sustenance if I break down way out there. So make it realistic. Come up with a way to carry it day to day realistically, so when you walk out the door, you're prepared. So when you run into me, when you least suspect it, and I do a gear check, you pass. Oh, by the way, here's the iPod, and here's the headphones. Forgot to show you that. That's part of the motorcycle EDC system. These are great headphones, by the way. I just found them. They're New Force NE 600Xs. I've been running Sony's, which have been great, but these are even better. Flat cord. They tuck nicely under the helmet. Love them. That's all I got to say, man. Be prepared, realistically prepared with your EDC system. Nutnfancy.